In the heart of the Middle East, a war has been unfolding for decades, a war that was never officially declared. Yet, it has shaped the region's future in powerful and dangerous ways. This is the story of the shadow conflict between Iran and Israel. The roots of this confrontation go back to 1979. Before that year, Iran and Israel had quiet but functional relations. But everything changed with the Islamic Revolution in Iran. The Shah was overthrown, and Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini came to power. The new Iranian regime declared Israel an illegitimate state and cut all diplomatic ties. From that moment, hostility became official policy. Israel, on the other hand, viewed Iran's new leadership as a growing ideological and military threat. Over time, this hostility evolved into a regional power struggle. One major flashpoint has been Iran's support for armed groups. Iran provides political, financial, and military support to Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. Israel considers these groups terrorist organizations and sees Iran as the force empowering them. Iran describes them as resistance movements against Israeli occupation. Tensions escalated dramatically in the early 2000s over Iran's nuclear program. Iran insists that its nuclear activities are for peaceful energy purposes. However, Israel and several Western countries suspect Iran aims to develop nuclear weapons. Israel has repeatedly stated that it will not allow Iran to become a nuclear-armed state. In 2015, a major diplomatic breakthrough occurred. Iran signed the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, known as the JCPOA, with world powers. Under this deal, Iran agreed to limit its nuclear activities in exchange for sanctions relief. But in 2018, the United States withdrew from the agreement and reimposed heavy sanctions on Iran. In response, Iran gradually reduced its commitments and increased uranium enrichment levels. Meanwhile, the shadow war intensified. Israel carried out numerous airstrikes in Syria targeting Iranian military positions and weapons transfers to Hezbollah. Iran accused Israel of sabotage operations inside its territory, including cyber attacks and the assassination of key nuclear scientists, such as Mohsen Fakhrizadeh in 2020. The conflict entered a more dangerous phase after October 7, 2023. When Hamas launched a large-scale attack on Israel, Israel responded with a massive military campaign in Gaza, although Iran denied direct involvement in the attack. It openly supported Hamas politically and rhetorically. In April 2024, tensions reached an unprecedented level. After an Israeli strike targeted an Iranian diplomatic compound in Damascus, Iran launched hundreds of drones and missiles directly at Israeli territory. This marked the first time Iran openly attacked Israel from its own soil. Israel responded with limited retaliatory strikes. The world watched closely as the two regional powers moved closer to direct war. At the same time, Hezbollah increased rocket fire from southern Lebanon, and Yemen's Houthi rebels began targeting ships in the Red Sea. Linked to Israel, the conflict was no longer confined to shadows. It was expanding across borders. Today, the situation remains extremely fragile. Israel sees Iran's nuclear program as an existential threat. Iran sees Israel as a destabilizing force in the region. It continues to position itself as a leader of anti-Israel resistance. What happens next? One possibility is the continuation of a controlled shadow war. Cyber attacks, proxy battles, limited strikes, while both sides avoid full-scale confrontation. Another possibility is escalation. If Iran moves closer to nuclear weapons capability, Israel could launch a preemptive strike, potentially triggering a broader regional war, involving Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and even global powers. A third scenario is diplomatic de-escalation. International mediation could temporarily reduce tensions. But deep ideological and strategic differences make a permanent resolution unlikely in the near future. The Iran-Israel conflict is not just about two nations. It is about power, ideology, nuclear capability, regional dominance, and the future balance of the Middle East. And as history has shown, even a shadow war can one day step fully into the light.